All right. Okay, we're live. Thank you. Second time's the charm. For some reason, it didn't do it the first time, so we are back here. Let's go ahead and see if this is going to allow us here. I'm going to give everybody a few seconds to come in on this one. Let's see. Gonna see if I can find it. I believe I can hear myself. If you guys are here, drop a comment if you can hear me. Drop a comment if you can hear me and that you are in this live. Go ahead, guys. If you are here in this live, drop a comment if you can hear me, because I just tried to do this 3 times. So I don't even know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys drop a comment? So yeah, we're going to cover Athing Mu real quick. We got some weird comments that were there. I'm going to drop what I'm going to say about it in a second, but allowing everybody to catch up into this stream because it just came out of nowhere, I'm going to start with this first. So we're going to come here because I was talking about it yesterday. So it's only fair that I cover this now. And then we're going to go to the comment about what somebody said about Athing Mu. All right. So let's first go here. Let's first go here. And I hope that you guys can hear me. I can hear myself. Yeah. So let's go here. Let's mute it, even though they're going to copyright strike me. It doesn't matter. All right, so this race starts. This is 2021. Well, you can see it on your screen. This is 2021, the Olympic trials. And we got Athing Mu getting into a similar situation. So she's kind of sort of in front, and then she kind of hits the brakes a little bit. And she's there, and clip. There you go. Now, you can kind of argue Akins could have just, I don't know, moved out the way because she's behind her. She's already in front of her. So I would say that's more on Akins than it is on Mu, although she's very tall. People got to be careful. Look at everybody else's stride. They're not they don't have a back kick like that. So that's what I got to say there. I'm letting people catch up. So we're going to go over this right now. So this is not the first time she's done, been into a scuffle. 2023, I covered that one yesterday. But here's another one. This time, Nia Akins right there in the yellow. They're going to go, there's the foot. She falls this time. And she's in last place. So it kind of reversed. So with that being said, anyway, we got somebody here. We got somebody here. If you guys are just coming here, definitely drop this here. Okay, we're going to go over to the video right here. And we're going to scroll down to some of the comments, and we're going to talk about some of those comments here. It says, Mu likes modeling more than track and field. She has no passion for track. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. Then this guy said, I spent over 10 minutes making one good point, then made several idiotic comments to follow. Don't think I'll be returning here. So I said, good riddance. That's all. And then people want to make excuses for her. So this dude named Coach Craig Hill, or Craig Hill Coach or something like that, comes up in here. No audio? Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see. Yeah, maybe. Then this guy. No, I got the audio. Yeah, I got audio. Wendigo, the audio is there. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. You guys saying no audio? I hear myself. And I hear it off of this. So if there's no audio, you just gonna have to try to refresh or something like that. So anyway, let me continue here. Let's read some more of the comments, and then we're gonna get to this bozo the clown fool that did something, and we about to do this. They said Athing did the same exact thing in 2021 Olympic trials, which is what I just showed. And just in case you didn't see it, because you're just joining us now, this happened the last time. This was in 2021. The rounds, and she's normally the front runner, and so actually she did get out. She got out more than everybody else, and then she kind of eased it up. She put on the brakes, and I would say this is more Akins' fault here on this one, because it's like, yo, you're already behind her. She's kind of boxing in, and people could be upset or whatever they want behind her. I would say that's not her fault, okay? But there's a run-in. She got long legs. Y'all got to be paying attention to that. Now, thank you, Devin, or Devon. You said you hear me. Now, look, they said Athing did the exact same thing in 2021 Olympics when she tried. I'm giving people a time to catch up, by the way. That's why I'm reading through some of these. I'm giving them another 2 or 3 minutes. When she tried to cut in before the curve and tripped, but was able to stay on her feet. Also, there wasn't just some athlete behind her. It was Nia Akins who fell and came in last. This time, Nia stayed on the outside to avoid Mo's cut. Unlike Sage, who had come to an almost stop, Nia was able to avoid Mo's fall and won the race easily. After the race, Sage said she was pissed, angry. Oh, well, that happens in races. That's what I said down here. So sad. I know I am too. No medal for the USA coming in the 800. And I said Akins may come through, you know. But, you know, likely, you know, it's a lot of other competition. But you never know. Nothing is guaranteed. So Akins is actually no slouch. I mean, at 157, that's not bad. She still had to avoid, so some of that energy was used. Only one person, which was the leader at the front, I forgot who was at the front, did not have to dodge, slow down, or go around. Everybody else had to dodge, slow down, go around, and adjust themselves. Everybody in that race. So 157 point and still doing that with the adjustment, I say that's pretty good. I'm giving everybody a chance to come in. All right, thank you for giving me the ear. They said maybe Mo should adopt the racing strategy of the late Steve Prefontaine, where he took the lead and adopted the catch me if you can strategy. And I said, yeah, she's a front runner. Problem is she's not in shape. I could bring up the race with David Rudisha when he got injured. See, here's the thing that Athing Mu has to realize. Everybody's going to respect her. They kind of do this in distance running. Sprinting, you kind of don't got a chance to do it, but Justin Gatlin obviously showed it. When somebody is like the favorite, the big dog. Because remember, Justin Gatlin tripped. He was in the lead, and then he started falling over himself. What was that? Back in 2015. He was in the lead ahead of Usain Bolt. Was looking good all year, looking good through the rounds, and then he tripped on himself. That was him. That was not Usain Bolt. But the intimidation factor of the big dog, the big name, got to him. This happens at all levels. Just like David Rudisha was the world record holder. USA record holder for 800. Top star. Athing Mu is in the race. She could just simply go to the lead and slow the race down. She could have did that. That's what David Rudisha did. When he wasn't in shape, they literally went behind. I'm like, dang, this is slow. But they kept staying behind him. The rest of the field allowed him to lead, and they allowed him to get the world championships even when injured, hurt, undertrained. That's what happened with David Rudisha. Not saying that exact same thing could have happened here, but she could have went to the lead because she's the big name. Yeah, they know she's injured, but that happens with athletes. They respect the top dogs. Yeah, Hodgkinson and Mary Moore, we're about to see them dog that one out. Let's see what happens. This is Hodgkinson's time to shine. The way people are talking, I don't know. I can't say anything on that one. I'm not even going to say that. They said, here we go. She wasn't in shape to win. Whether she won or not, that's not the biggest thing. She could have just been enough to get the top 3. That was definitely within her wheelhouse based on what we saw. My new favorite podcast. Thank you, James Walker, 2490. Athing Mu did this to herself. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Now, this bumbling idiot. Now, I don't know if I got you in the Facebook group because I posted this up there or anything, but okay. This bumbling idiot right here, a Craig Coach Hill, he says, yes, but nobody would care about her as a mode model. I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to say, but his grammar is horrible. If she's not a winner. Fact is, she's not that great to look at. I am just keeping it real. Wait a minute. He said, but nobody would care about her as a model if she's not a winner. I mean, yeah, that might have jump-started her model career, but you just said, fact is, she's not that great to look at. You just keeping it real. Okay, let's look at your profile real quick. Craig, let's take a look at you. Should we do the hair or should we do without the hair? All right, 6 views. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Craig, did you just say she's not that great to look at? Have you taken a look in the mirror, sir? Have you taken a look in the mirror? Yes, that's what this video is about. I'm not finna be... You know what? People were saying things about Aaliyah Hobbs and Shamir Little, and I kind of got, like, to the limit of it. Like, people are talking about these people, and then, like, no offense, dude, but all offense now, because you came on the channel. Hopefully, we're not sharing in that Facebook group, because then you're going to start whining to the mods and be like, kick him, he hurt my feelings. And if you do, oh, well, I don't lose anything. But, damn, dude. I know you're going with the classic look with these aviator goggles that you got on. You kind of look like a bobblehead. Actually, you wasn't rocking this high forehead, 5 head you got on, and you went bald. Dude, what are you talking about, Mr. Potato Head? With no mustache. I know, a baby Don King, but look, this is more accurate to this dude. This dude said she's not that good to look at. This is the dude on the other side of the keyboard that said she's not that good to look at. Hey, y'all can say things, but people be kind of sort of insulting somebody, and they don't take into consideration themselves. So I'm just bringing it back to you. You brought some energy here. We bringing it back. As you saying she's not that good to look at, what? Chocolate skin, tall, lanky. You saying she's not that good to look at. What are you talking about? Now, you may disagree with her, you know, being a model and whatever like that, but you just said she's not that good to look at. Where are your eyes? What are you looking at? Because if this is your standard of beauty, I can understand. Your standard of beauty is the trash can. Your standard of beauty is the trash can. Dude, get off the channel and go take your hating ass somewhere else. We don't need you here. Go somewhere else with your hating ass. Nobody cares about you. Not at all. And yeah, some people are going to get upset with me roasting this dude. And I'm not even going super hard. If you got a response to it, I'm really going to go even harder on you. This is probably a job for Tariq Nasheed, because, I mean, he got the roast right there. But, dude, get your Mr. Potato Head, Don King wannabe self out of here, bobblehead looking ass, and go back to the trash can. All right? Coach, no offense. No offense. This is just a straight up friendly warning. Get off the channel with that. I'm not even going to block you this time. I'm going to let you comment and keep going. But don't be coming here. Yes, I will be doing this. If people be leaving whack comments in the comment section, occasionally I'll make a video and dedicate to roasting their ass. Because people be coming after people. And I'm like, yo, that's unnecessary. So you about to say she's not that good to look at. I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe I got different eyes than you. Maybe I got different tastes than you. Next thing you know, you're about to say Sydney doesn't look that good either. Both of them look fantastic. But I don't know what you talk about. You need to go back to the trash can you crawled out of. Anyway, that's what I wanted to bring up today. Because some of these people, whack. You got some veiled insults in the comment section. Kind of sort of coming at people's character. And I, like, you know what? I was holding it off a little bit. But nah, we can't be doing that, dude. You put it on a public forum. Because anybody could click your profile. So I'm not doxing you at all. This is not doxing. This is literally just bringing it to people's attention. You put your name there, and you have a profile. So there you go. You're welcome. I brought it to people's attention. If y'all want to go subscribe to him, you can. You can go look at his struggle videos, and you can go over there. But he said nobody would care about her. I couldn't even like this. Because, you know, sometimes I like hater comments. Like, I'm just going to like the comment, even if they're hating. Because I'm like, okay, cool. I appreciate it. You know, we disagree, but I'm going to like your comment. You left it on my video. You could have went somewhere else. Her crying, her wiping her nose looks better than your face, dude. So, yeah, But in any case, Athing Mu is doing just fine by the looks. If she wants to focus on modeling, let's get to that point real quick. If she wants to focus on modeling, hey, you know what? Have at it. She did what she did. She's an Olympic champion. She's world champion. That's more than any of us could say in this comment section or even on the YouTube. So she's at least done that. She's the American record holder. If she stops now, cool. There's nothing really bad about that in general. She's head and shoulders above the rest, like this channel. That's who we cover. We ain't covering no losers like yourself. We're covering the people, and we may roast them from time to time, but there's a difference between disrespecting one of the athletes. Unless she called for something like that or some things around her, I'm not really going to come at her. Maybe you like some Clark energy. Maybe that's what you like to go for. And you say, hey, look, her homely looks is good for you. Hey, maybe that's what you said looks good. I don't know. Maybe you like that one basketball player that they hyping up that is okay. Oh, let me like this comment. Yeah, my heart goes out to her too. So, anyway, anybody else have any other thing that you want me to cover later today after that? Is there any specific event that people want me to cover? Since you're here in the live, let me know what events that you want me to cover. Oh yeah, go ahead, watch this video. I barely got any views on this one at all. Is Brianna finished this season or can she continue? Blah. I think that was a live stream. So if you guys want to do that. Her biggest mistake was not running all year. I mean, she was kind of hurt, so, I mean, I just watched it again after taping it myself in slow motion. There's contact between Raven behind her and the Thing's leg hits her and then the front of her. Yep, there you go. So this was just me reading comment section here. Shout out to you guys that are here that have constructive criticism or whether you disagree with me. Hey, you call me an idiot all you want. I'm fine with that. But you coming at some of the athletes and some other things that we just can't necessarily prove and whatnot. Hey, I don't know. You know, I don't know. And somebody being behind her and being pissed, I mean, oh well. That's part of the race. I mean, I've been in 800-meter races, even though I've been in front for most of them. But if it's somebody there, it's a fall. I mean, I could be angry in the moment, but I don't really necessarily think they're angry at a thing. But if they are, hey, I got angry at people clipping the back of my feet when I'm running at the lead. There are some athletes that literally purposely try to pace you perfectly to clip the back of you. I think Kenenisa Bekele was one of those. Haile Gebrselassie was definitely. That's why that one guy smacked him in the back of the head with his shoe. Like he punched him. He punched him in his back when he was a junior athlete because he would run on the back. And that Kenya athlete was so pissed that he was doing it. Like, I understand some of those things. That's part of the race, to be honest. Some athletes are like that. They are very irritating. So if that's what it is, there you go. But dude, Mr. Potato Head ass, go ahead and go back to where you came from. Anyway, comment, like, subscribe, and you said, I think Norman is weak sauce. Wendigo said. I've had my mixed feelings about Michael Norman. Okay, we got some comments coming in where you said there's lots of weird angst toward Mo. Even if she retired tomorrow, she did great things and doesn't owe you an apology. Exactly. He did all that and still got beat by Hall. Yeah, you know what? Let me talk about Michael Norman for just a second since you brought that one up. And, you know, I've had my mixed feelings. I'm going to go back to Mo in just a sec. I had my mixed feelings about Michael Norman because, quite frankly, was it Otto that asked him? I forgot who asked him, but they asked him a question in 2021. Are you trying to live up to the 400-meter greats? And he kind of was like, no. Like, are you trying to live on the backs of Michael Johnson and going down the list? And it's like, he said, no. He literally said, no, I'm not trying to do that. So at that point, I got instantly pissed. I'm like, dude, if you're at the top of the game for the U.S. and you're not striving to be the best, because it was like, hey, you trying to be the best or whatever. And his answer was like, yo, I'm just trying to get to the next level. And I understand that could just be his personal thing. My thing is, I kind of was getting upset because I'm like, dude, if you're at the top level and you're going to some of the best athletes in the world, either you're not confident, which is what I was thinking that was, or you just don't really necessarily care. And that could be fine too. Just me personally, I'm like, dude, we trying to be winners. We trying to be winners. And that was back in 2021, and we saw exactly what happened. No medal. If memory serves me correct, he got fourth. And so I'm like, okay. Same thing with Noah Lyles. When Noah Lyles was like, I don't have to win in the semis or prelims or whatever. And then look, he got into a bad lane, and then it got him a bronze. So it's like, hey, they changed the mindset and be like, look, I shouldn't have did this. This is where we on. That's the energy. When you bring that energy, some of that is psychological to the other athletes and to yourself. It's like, if you said that out loud, imagine what the athlete is thinking in their head. Sha'Carri Richardson isn't at the mode where it's like, anybody can do this. She's more like, hey, I'm humble and I'm just putting in the work so I can go ahead and do the best that I can and win. That's where she's at now. So it's still not even at the energy that Michael Norman gave. Yeah, and as far as Athing Mu, there's some weird energy toward Mo. There's some weird energy toward Noah Lyles. It's just like some people coming out the woodworks to just say anything. This energy was directed at Sha'Carri at first. But now, because Sha'Carri is at the position and starting to win a little bit more, it doesn't matter that Noah Lyles is winning. They just don't like that energy that he has or something. And so they're coming at Lyles, they're coming at Mo, and it's like in between all these comments. As soon as one of these people mess up, their real side comes out. Right? Their real side comes out. There are people trashing her in the comment section. This was just the worst one. There's nobody right here. This was just the worst one, saying she's not that good to look at. Not that great to look at. That was the worst one. There were other people saying she's messing up because she's focusing on modeling. That could be true, but then they took another step. It's like, yo, she has a short shelf life for modeling. Literally, it's similar to an athlete. If she don't make a name for herself in modeling now, it gets significantly harder because she's older. I mean, we know how that is. Come on now, they're doing it on skin, not really necessarily looks, but looks and skin. When Cardi B was next to Sha'Carri Richardson, I'm like, damn, what happened? All of that makeup and stuff, she don't look real. I'm like, no, there is no comparison with a 33-year-old next to a 23-year-old, 24-year-old. It's night and freaking day. Imagine Athing Mu says, you know what? I'm going to wait until after I'm going to do this full track career and everything like that. She could, but she's taking advantage of it now. Like I gave business advice before. I said some of these people need to go in, like the pole vaulters. They need to take advantage of some of the modeling, because some of them pole vaulters had some good looks for the female pole vaulters. And then I said it with Athing Mu. She's going straight down that. Now, if she can't balance it out, hey, that's just the struggles of life. She's going to have to find that balance with modeling, being in those heels, being whatever else she's doing in life. But that is what she can do. She's a person first before athlete, y'all. Oh, he got fifth. Oh, yeah, y'all saying something like he don't got the dog in him. Yeah, Michael Norman. I don't think the lane is why Lyles got bronze. Not saying lanes don't impact anyone, but I don't think he was going to win in a different lane. I think so, because the way he looked leading up to that, he burned a lot of his energy on that tight curve. Athing Mu made a bad mistake and she paid for it. This is part of learning, Muscle Man says. A lot of great athletes make errors, and believe me, it never happens again. She will bounce back and redeem herself. I hope so. I hope so, because this was the biggest one. And you could tell she was looking forward to doubling up that Olympic gold. I almost think that if she got that double Olympic gold, who knows? She might have quit. That might be one of those things. Remember how like Tyson Gay was basically chasing after at least an Olympic gold or something? And if not, just a medal at the Olympics. Didn't he end his career without having a single medal, relay or open? And it's like they could have got one twice, but then what, the Brits in London, and then something, what happened in Rio, in exchange or something? I don't know. One of them got busted or something. I I don't know. I can't remember offhand. But it was like, hey, I'm still doing this. I want to get this. And so you're going further and further and pushing yourself further because there's this one thing you want to get. Haile Gebrselassie, he kind of just ended his career on a bad note. He wanted to get the marathon gold. He said out of all of the events, everything he's done, the goals, the world records and everything, it didn't matter to him if he didn't get that marathon because Abibi Bikili, the first gold medalist for Ethiopia, was his inspiration when he was a kid. He was listening to it on the radio. So he's like, hey, he got the marathon gold. I need to get the marathon gold. And he had the best chance in 2008, but then he said he got a heart condition. He pulled out because of the smog, and it turns out it wasn't even that bad. I guess he was listening to Western propaganda and whatnot, and then he pulled out, and that was his best chance of getting it. And he kept going and going a little bit further because he wanted to get that gold, and it just was not there anymore. For the people that came late, I roasted somebody for saying some very highly inappropriate comments, so y'all should go back to that one because that was what this stream was about for the people that came in late here, because they said that she isn't that good to look at, and I'm like, yeah, you smoking, bruh. And the guy himself ain't that good to look at. I'm like, yeah, go back to the hole you crawled out of and get off this freaking channel. Basically, get out of here. Oh, this guy right here. Oh, I got this pulled up on 2 tabs for some reason. But yeah, so if there's anything you guys want me to cover later on, we can. As far as from a business perspective, I'm going to speak about that just for a short period of time. I do agree that Mo was emotionally tired. She's been going through a lot. So and she's always talking about it at the end of her season. She's like, man, I'm going through this thing in life. And I'm like, man, it's like her life is a struggle boat. Like if you just start, talking to her and letting her unwind, who knows what she might say. I'm like, dang. Like, I be feeling for her when she's at the end of this. She said it in 2022. She was like, man, I just went through so much was going on. I think she said it in 2021, but she was like more on an upbeat. But then things were going on. Then 2022, she won the world championships. She let out a cry after winning. And she was like, man, that was just, I feel so relieved now. So many things were going on. Then last year and then now, like we're seeing it. It's just something that's continuously draining her. And that's a lot to handle. Now, I think that part of her personality, because somebody said that, I said something like she probably likes attention, in all honesty. Some of the commercials, they have her marketed a certain way. So I'm going to go based on the commercials and some of the interviews that, hey, she kind of likes attention. She may think she's better than other people. And that type of personality matched up with certain things and accolades, it kind of can get to you if that is her in her personal life. If it's not, and that's just some of, the marketing that they got to market it as a princess or a queen and stuff like that on the commercials, which I thought was, a little bit racist, but to her, and maybe she just isn't aware about some of the sick jokes that some of these people will play with people and then laugh about it in the boardroom in the back. But yeah. So they got her doing that, and she's saying, no, I'm humble. And then some of the other interviews that she gives, and she's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And she's counting. That was kind of funny. But another way, I'm like, okay, cool. But that comes out a little bit. And she's struggling with something. Whatever it is that she's struggling with, I hope you get some of that relief from whatever you're struggling with. If you need to change coaches, if you need to see a sports psychiatrist, Athing Mu, I think you need to do it. Aaron Brown in Canada, he had to do it. He had many struggles. And he's worked himself. I'm sure he's still working himself through it. But I remember when he did the, I think that was around Rio or something. Or maybe that was World Championships in 2019. Yeah. And he was talking about it as if he's not one of the best athletes there. Because it's like DeGrasse is there and he's comparing himself like, yo, I'm below nothing. But it's like, no, you the number 2 athlete in Canada. And yeah, you deserve to be here. You put in the work, man. So, Athing Mu, if you need to go to a psychiatrist or something to help you through the stress, get one. Work through those issues. Because that's very important. This is no joke at all. If she sees this video or somebody tag her in it, hey, this is very important. For anybody out there, this is, let me get a little personal here. If anybody out there, you are going through a lot, if you need to talk to somebody, you need to air that out. You need somebody to get you the raw and honest opinion. Go to that person. You may not like what you hear from them all the time, but if they are a reliable person, you can do that. I'm usually that reliable person in there. Somebody's like, look, you fat, bruh. You need to get this weight down. That's kind of how I am. I'm coming in cold, raw, and honest with them. Just like people are cold, raw, and honest. Nick, you talk too damn much. You ain't listening. I'm trying to help you with your stuff here. And I'll be like, man, I shut the hell up after somebody say it like that. But if they say, well, you know, you're a little bit wordy, I don't hear it like that. So I give the same approach that I can understand. Guys, if you need somebody like that in your life, go after them and get that help. It's too damn hard in this economy and stuff out here for you to be just struggling and taking that weight and that axe on your own. I know that personally. Carrying the weight of people. So if you need that Athing Mu, go and get the help that you need. If it's somebody that's a friend, family member, or something like that, cool. Go ahead and get that help that you need. And anybody else that's listening to this. And one last thing I'm going to do here real quick. Let's talk about from the business standpoint. Athing Mu is doing an extremely smart job. If she couldn't make it as modeling or promoting clothes or anything else on her own, if she wasn't an athlete, she at least is taking a springboard as an athlete to come in and use this for her business. Let's take a look at her page real quick. She got 185,000 subscribers. Now, the fact that she mixes in modeling, right? That she mixes in, let's put this in here. Mixes in, it's like kind of like Dina Asher Smith. And she was taking advantage of it, right? And people had so many words to say negative about Dina Asher Smith. Hey, I ain't got nothing negative to say about her. Right? But she's mixing in modeling here. And I think that's fantastic because catch the audience there. This is some of the advice that I give people when I'm working with their businesses and some people that I'm going to work with them on their NIL. You want to be able to springboard your Instagram page. Why did I say Instagram? That guy must be rubbing off on me. Pause. You want to be able to use the attention that you're getting, talk about different subjects. She's given her life story. She's given people the looks and the energy that she should. She's given the happiness. She's given maybe some of the sorrow she needs to share, you know, because she's showing one side. Maybe this is the time to say, hey, look, I fell down to the ground. I'm on the bottom. I thought the worst was there when I just got bronze. No, it got even worse. I just didn't qualify. I collapsed out, but I'm on the comeback. And if I never make it there or I do make it there, know that I have my mindset and I'm focused on doing this. She gives that mixed in with some of her modeling. She gives that mixed in with some of her athletics. Then you start to blend something together because athletes in the past, and some of y'all that are listening to this, you guys are thinking, hey, my page is only for, let's say that you're doing a cleaning service. You say, my page is only for cleaning. How come you can't talk about rabbits and stuff too? I personally love rabbits. How come you can't talk about, hey, here's this situation that's going on in the country, man? Because everybody talks about the struggle, right? How come you can't turn the struggle and turn that into a narrative that then helps you out for your company and your business? Some of y'all must be noticing some of the posts, and I accidentally posted up one of my business channels video on here, and then I took it down and deleted it. But some of you guys saw it, like 3 or 4. Take that to your advantage. Turn that cleaning business service. Tell them about the history of cleaning, because you got their attention for cleaning. Tell them on your Instagram page, hey, did you guys know that this sand pit right here or the track right here, this needs to be cleaned at this many decibels, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You give them a write-up. Look at how long this write-up is. Some of that is going to go into the algorithm and show other people. Some of it is going to show the people that she already got. She gets more people in, more people see her. Some will follow her because she's an athlete, and many will stay because she's a model. You want to do the same thing with your own business, your own passion, because some of y'all are some writers. Some of y'all clean things. Some of y'all do graphic design, but y'all don't know how to take advantage of it because you're only thinking, oh, I got to talk graphic design. No, you don't. But if you do, turn it into a narrative. People love stories. People love stories. She's going to have one hell of a comeback after this. If she continues and she doesn't quit, because she was talking about retiring. But I think Sydney was talking about retiring too. I'm like, man, people around Bobby Kersey right now just keep rumoring retirement and stuff. They win one time or two times and they like, yeah, I don't know. I think I want to retire. Bobby Kersey, you working them too hard or something? I mean, they are getting injured. So, I mean, that's either a sign of undertraining or you working them too hard for their current strength level. I don't know which one. But the athletes, now that I think about it, or at least a few years ago, they was like, yeah, I don't know. I might want to retire. So they go to Kersey to retire, I see. He's that old, and they said, look, we this young. We ain't trying to be your age when we retire. So let me see. They said the problem with doing modeling and track is how can her diet be on point to fuel her training? Think about it. That's why she couldn't shift gears. I don't know. Because she was already slim, and there's different types of modeling. She could do high fashion. Like, I'm gonna tell you right here, she could do high fashion modeling, which she's doing a little bit of that there. I used to do a couple of runway shows and whatnot, and have some models because of a friend of mine worked at Barbizon, and then another one worked at Ford. So then I put together some stuff in the past. But she could do high fashion modeling. That's some very expensive, high-end related stuff. She has the body for it and the look for it. But then she could take that and tweak that into a different way. So she definitely has the body for it already. And she can stay slim and fit. And she could do like a Shanae Miller-Weebo. She's more athletic than she is on the fashion side of modeling. Y'all get what I'm saying? They said should have stayed with her old coach from Texas A&M. I agree that probably could have been the best one, but who knows? She said based on her interview anyway, or a commercial, she said she wanted to, spend time by herself. I thought that she went pro too damn early. I thought she should have just stayed on the team, especially with the NIL. I told my friend back before, I said, and then I'm going to get back to business, and then we're going to end this. I give myself about 10 minutes because I got to get back to day trading and whatnot. So, if it was up to me, even before the NIL, I said, as an athlete, I don't care how, quote, talented I would assume. If I can't get a multi-year contract like Candace Hill did, where they got a 10-year contract with her, then I'm staying my black ass in school. You know why? Because the team, I got access to facilities that I wouldn't get as a pro. And yeah, you could strike while the iron is hot, but I would apply the same thing I told him. Athing Mu has 185,000 subscribers. You telling me even though they're not paying me, I couldn't have some business on the side? Think about an athlete in college. Think about one. I'm about to give away something here for those NIL people. Think about you couldn't get a deal, but you're starting to build up a following. Are you telling me, like many athletes in the past, they would wait until they're about to retire to come out with a book? Now you saw Sydney McLaughlin come out with a book already. You telling me in college you couldn't come out with a couple of different things? You can't come out with a course to tell people how to do graphic design. You couldn't come out with a course to tell people how to use AI better than somebody else. Yeah, you might. Maybe you charge a premium fee. Maybe you don't. You don't got an NIL deal, but you're in college and you got guaranteed training facilities so long as you are there and a student and you're running on that team. But as soon as you go pro, you get injured, they might drop your ass. Or you go pro and you can't afford to pay the coaches and the training staff and everything that you need. That's the problem with that. But even if you weren't an NIL athlete, I'm like I told my best friend, and now the NIL is just sweetening the deal. But before this, who's to say you can't do two things at once? Because I'm fit to be looking good for advertisers. If I'm the athlete, I'm looking good. If I'm going to talk about black empowerment and anti-black racism and white supremacy and stuff like that, well, okay, certain people wouldn't want to touch me. But obviously, other ones would, because there are people that talk about that and they still get money. They still get sponsorships. And so I wouldn't even be afraid to talk about that if that's what I was going to do. So you as an athlete, there are several athletes that listen here that are semi-pro in your country that are not yet pro, and some youth people that are listening. That is what you want to do. Build up your following while you got the eyes on you. Start slowly weaving in, because you don't want to hit them like a sales pitch. I do that sometimes. Start slowly weaving in some other things, and they're going to stay. Some of them are going to stay for the content that you have, because you're not forever going to be necessarily a pro athlete or collegiate athlete. That time is going to go. You might forever be an athlete for the rest of your life, but as a pro or something like that, let's say she got 185,000 subscribers here, and a good 40,000 of them are staying for something else. That's a good, let's say only 10,000 of them are staying for something else. That's still pretty decent. But if she gets 1 million subscribers and she gets 100,000 that are staying for something else, to 10%, that's fantastic. But if she doesn't show anything else while she's in her career, and she just waits till she's about to retire, she waits until things are there. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, for example, she's waited so long to start promoting her wigs and everything like that. And she had one great season. She won world championships at the record at the time. And then the next season, she's injured again. Now she had surgery. She's coming back here. She doesn't have the same pull and reach that she would. Yeah, she got a lot of reach now. But imagine had she been doing this wigs and promotion of that, let's say back in 2019 even, right? Because she started doing all the fancy wigs and stuff from, well, I noticed, what was it, 2015 World Championships? So I don't know how long she's had the wig business and everything like that, but she could have been promoting it back then at the same time. And she would have had a bigger audience tuned into that already. And they're going to, hey, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price's wigs, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, by the way. So just saying. So I'm going to read the final few comments. They said she can manage dieting along the way. That's easy. Dieting has nothing to do with anything. A thing should have stayed with the coach. And yeah, there it is. So guys, that has been just a little bit of the business stuff. If y'all like the business thing, obviously most of y'all have stayed all the way through this. I only lost a few people, so that means you guys do like this. So I'm going to continue blending in sports with business, because that's, I think, the direction I want with this channel, where I'm going to talk sports and business. I always talked how the athletes are the moniker to represent us. I've always done that from the beginning. So I've always used it and say, hey, this person here is a stand-in for you. So Athing Mu is definitely a stand-in for you. The mistake you had in your life, the mishap that you had that's there, that everybody else can see that's obvious, but you keep making that same mistake, because we could all see it as an outsider. But inside of her head, we know how this is. Inside a relationship, people be in relationships and they're doing this thing, and even emotion or logically they know, but emotionally they do something else. Everybody from the outside can point this out easily, but being on the inside, that's hard. Being there, that's difficult. And she's got to put in some hard ass work. Maybe this thing shocks her into either 1, quitting, 2, changing coaches, or 3, she's changed the whole strategy up in here. Hey, if that's only one of the 3 things that's going to happen, because if she don't, it's going to be number 4, and she just keeps doing more of the same, and she might get fortunate enough that she doesn't trip again in the future. But what happens if another athlete trips behind her? Because she's had a mishap with 2021. She had a near mishap in 2022, a mishap in 2023 where an athlete behind her tripped, and then she kind of like went to the side, right? An athlete behind her tripped and she went to the side. Where's that at? I think she had it somewhere. Oh no, that was on her Twitter. Yeah, right here. This athlete is on the ground from South Africa, and she's on the side. So that's just kind of how it is. So anyway, thank you guys for coming out today. They said Jocko has a sponsorship with Omega. So happy for her as a Jamaican. Oh, Kareem, how's it going? I think you had a different screen name before. I think I recognize your picture. Let me know if you did change that. Now, as far as this, let me do something here. How many Jamaicans we got in there? Throw some Jamaican flags. If you from the U.S., whatever country you are from. Now, if you sharing, you're like Jamaican, but you in the U.S., just say, hey, I am blank, but I'm living here. And throw the flags down in the chat. I want to see something real quick while we got the while we got a few people here. Let me see something real quick. Can y'all throw the flags of the countries you guys represent? I'm not gonna recognize all of them. I'm gonna be honest. So maybe you put the name next to the flag. Okay, put the name next to the flag, because I'm not gonna get everything. Can we see and do a check real quick, and tell us where you guys are from? I know you guys are on about a 10-second delay from me. So yeah, I know that's Sharika Jackson. I know what that is. I meant you as far as your name. So let me read this while everybody's going to throw the flags, or maybe not. Some people have nothing to give but hate. Thanks for putting these people on blast. It's not right. Rita Mott, no problem. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on doing that, because some of these people are just going too much. And I'm going to eventually turn that one dude talking about this so-called doping into a punchline. The dude, bring some receipts now. Because if you're not, you just sound like, what's that one rapper? He was snitching on everybody. Everybody that got on him. Then they beat him up. I'm like, dude, okay, cool. You know all this information? Go to the feds. Like, literally, go to the feds. Why don't you just go and rat them out directly? Not all of this, like, sneak dissing and then say all these distance runners right here, like 8 of them at least, they using and doping and stuff. Okay, cool. If that's the case, then why don't you go with your at least 8, because you got a definitive number of at least 8. Why wasn't it the whole field? Why wasn't it at least 1? Like, at least 1. Like, you came out with an awkwardly specific number that it has to be a bare minimum of 8 of them. And then somehow you improved on your times, bruh. But then your time going from 48 to 45 seconds is somehow not a cheat, but somebody going from 1 second faster than you, 47, to 43, and they cheated because they couldn't keep improving. People don't always improve. I know people now, they're doing masters and they can't even approach their high school times, not because they was using stuff, but because they got life going on. Remember also, college is kind of insulated for some people. They got facilities that they don't have to necessarily pay for when they're a pro. They have things and other responsibilities. You're getting older. You start falling in love with people. You may want to have a family, right? There are just too many variables to say definitively that people are on drugs. And yeah, some of them probably are. Okay, big whoop. Let's start talking about that in the NBA, the NFL, and boxing. Yeah, boxing. Nope, you want to just bring in more of this hate for them. So we got some Jamaicans represented here. Let's see those. Okay, you live in Brooklyn. Okay. So, cool. I think we got a couple of Americans here based on some of the names I've seen. Okay, let me give y'all the rundown real quick on some business tip. Okay, Jamaica. And for the people that live in the U.S., but for Jamaica. You know, Jamaica ain't bringing in that much money toward a lot of what can happen, because that's a very rich, resource-rich country. And that just basically happens with black people worldwide. Resource-rich, cash poor. And some of that's going to start changing. Some of it. I don't know how much. I'm not very confident in so many people until I start seeing the evidence, because it's one thing to say it. But let's say that you are in Jamaica. Let's see. What should I do? Give me a second. Let me bring up Shelly Ann's page real quick. Or let's do Sharika Jackson. She's younger. And I'm going to use her as a springboard to talk about, she got 215,000. Okay, 215,000. I'm going to use her as a springboard just off the top of my head. Let's see what I can do off the top of my head. Okay, 215,000 subscribers. Let's take a quick look over her Instagram page. She got a backup page, Scotia Bank. So she got a bank sponsoring her, Puma water, which is that water bottle thing I think she got in her hand, and Omega. Okay, cool. Now, looking at what she's got here. Oh, dang, this is a funny picture. Esther was black and broke. Okay, that's funny. Okay, there you go. You talking about a storyline. You got like an anime going on. I never saw this one. Oh, okay, this is a Puma commercial. All right, they a little smart with that one. Oh, this is AI. Okay, looking at Sharika Jackson, here's a couple of ways that she can go. If she were to market herself, and we're going to help out some people that's in Jamaica get some money. Yeah, I still do crypto. Brooklyn, Jamaica. Okay, we got some Jamaicans living in New York. Okay. You saying Jamaican government is pretty corrupt. Look, I'm going to tell you this. From the foundational black Americans here, we are forcing the conversation on reparations. They could be as corrupt as they ass can be, and we going to still be here pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. Kenya right now is going through a couple of protests. I hope that it lasts longer than just saying, hey, this one tax bill right here that President bootlick ass Ruto is pushing through, we don't like it. In Nigeria, they had the NSARS thing, and then they lost momentum. A couple of them got mowed down by the police, and then they did it a couple of months or whatever, and then they just really didn't keep up the pressure. So we got to think about, if you keep up the pressure, you keep on pushing, you start a national dialogue. Because remember, change starts with the complaint. Brother Phil Jackson over there on Africa Diaspora News, he did mention that. If I'm not mistaken, it was either him or Tariq Nasheed, but I think it was Phil Scott. Why I say Jackson? Over Africa Diaspora News. Y'all should check out that channel. Now, if you want to change something, you start to complain about it. I'm going to go on a slight tangent, and I promise it's going to be less than 2 minutes here. If you want the corrupt government to stop, clown they dumbass. Yeah, some of them are going to snatch y'all up. Hey, that comes with fighting. Clown their dumbass. Just the other day, what is this? Today is Tuesday. On Sunday, I got surrounded by 4 squad cars. I'm just sitting minding my own business on a park bench, burning my ass up in 95-degree weather outside because I had just finished a hill workout. I'm doing some 300s uphill. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just chill this out real quick. They start coming up looking for somebody. I'm 5'8". They're looking for somebody apparently 6 foot something. Again, I hear that a lot. And then I'm over here. I start roasting their ass. And then eventually some other guy comes out, actually a white guy comes out and was like, yo, this guy was just sitting here minding his business. What are y'all doing? Because they're slowly encroaching. I'm finna roast their ass. I'm not about to just do whatever they tell me just because they tell me to do it. If it's not following that, and if they want to eliminate me, they would have done it anyway. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could put my hands up. I could start begging. I could start crying. They're going to do it. So this is what I say. Hey, I'm going to die on my feet, not on my knees. And then also, when it comes to the government, less, aggression than that. That's a more extreme one. You just roast them. You continuously talk about them over and over. You delegitimize them. You know why? Because it's eventually going to reach somebody that may do something. You might not be the person that do it. They might be the person that do it. And eventually another person and another person. Everybody comes up. That's why the governments usually try to censor things and make you seem like you're by yourself, because you're weak alone, and united you're strong. Okay? Now, getting back to this, as far as Jamaica in general, Sharika Jackson can take advantage of her athletic build and some of the things that she's doing here by, let's take advantage of the bank. What if she starts talking about more finances thing? That, in all honesty, I don't think that necessarily matches her personality. But if she started to slowly weave that in there and start talking about finances, she might be able to pull more or a higher sponsorship out of the bank itself. What she could do is she could use herself as a finance person to then start bringing other opportunities in Jamaica as she starts to try to go and coach people. She may not be a financial advisor, but she could give people financial common sense things to do. Spend less than you earn. Hey, here's the thing about credit. See, how to build up credit is you get this credit card, you do this, blah, 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 and go down the list. Right? Anybody that would be in Jamaica, you could do that. Also, if you're not an athlete, now remember, we're using Sharika Jackson as an example. You can build up things like that, because I'm building up something right now for Africa similar to that. And eventually I intend to partner, if not outright, they just take over, and I have enough power that I could veto whatever they're going to do. I have a lot of people that's signing up to a newsletter because it's teaching them how to make $3,400 US a month. I got a conference coming up on the July 5th through the 8th, right? And it costs money to register. And then there's a newsletter that's no cost. All right. I'm just giving this as an example. Okay. Once I get up to a certain number, which is going to be a few $100,000, I could then go up to a bank and say, hey guys, yeah, you about to approach us with about 10 million US dollars. Here's this thing. Now they could always, try to negotiate us down, but here's the numbers. This is what we got for these people. They're doing these numbers. This is what we talk about. This is the subject. We educated them there. They started at this number because we got information with the people. Now, the newsletter doesn't cost anything. I'm partnering up with a bank. The bank is going to be their job if they want them to sign up there. They're going to contact them for that information. That's an example of what somebody can do in Jamaica. You start educating people financially. You didn't even have to charge them necessarily. And you can get the sponsorship on the back end because you're now saying, hey, I got the bully pull attention of these people. They like me. They don't like your boring ass bank. They like me. That's why Scotiabank is going with Sharika Jackson anyway. Because they need somebody to be a face that's fun, energetic, fast, popular. Yeah. How many people does that get there? No clue. I don't know the numbers with them. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So that's an example of the bank one. If we talking about Puma, you could be a slow ass athlete and still get sponsored by Puma. You could be a non-athlete and get sponsored by Puma because you're able to then gather other athletes, and you don't have to be a coach. You're able to gather the athletes there by giving them, workout, dieting, information and whatnot. You become a Puma dieting expert. Like you're a diet guru, right? Health and wellness guru, and then Puma somehow sponsors you. You approach them and say, hey, look, hey, bro, I got 215,000 subscribers. I got 30,000 subscribers. I got 10,000 subscribers. I got 5,000 subscribers. We can go down the list here because I know how to make money with under 300 subscribers and bring in 10,000 a month, depending on what field you're in, right? That's not going to be, I don't think that's going to be possible with a Puma deal at all with 300 less than 300. But still, you come up with your subscriber count and you go up to Puma, you talking about health and wellness. And at one point, like with Lena Irby and her mom, I had talked to them about being vegan and I gave them a meal plan. So Lena Irby's mom had hired me to make a meal plan. And for a short time, I had gave her the meal plan for being vegan because she wanted to increase her daughter's time. And at the time, I think Lena Irby was like 16 or 17 or something like that. So they hired me out to be that. And you know what brought my attention to it? Carl Lewis, because he worked with another guy. And Carl Lewis wanted to extend his career. Now, if I had built that type of thing up, that was an aside for me doing track and field announcing. If I built that up, I could have gone to a sports agency. I could have went to a food agency or anything like that. And that's just one of the people that's doing Olympic stuff. There's other people. So now let's go to WADA. Now, WADA, as far as that, if we wanted to build this up, and this does come to Jamaica because this is specific down to Jamaica, particularly some of the people here. Now, let me actually take this a different way so that we can make this to Jamaica real quick. Let me pull up something real quick. Okay, I wanted to pull this up. Let me put this on the screen. Okay, here's the Jamaica GDP. 17.1 billion US dollars. All right, obviously GDP is kind of like a made up number somewhat, but people are using it, so we're putting it there. The GDP. It says, why is Jamaica GDP so high? I'm like, no, damn, that's low. Like, this is low. I don't know what it's talking about. It should be like 10 times this amount at the very least. With the resources that are there, it should be 10 times, not 5, not 4, 10 times this amount. With the population that's there and the size of the country, that should be 10 times the amount. There's absolutely no reason that Haiti and Jamaica should be that small. Those two in particular. Bahamas with the tourism thing and everything like that, they should be bigger too, maybe about 4 or 5 times bigger. But Jamaica and Haiti, those two should be killing the rest of the Caribbean and arguably North America. right? That should be looking at like Dubai situations, or Taiwan, not Taiwan, Thailand. Anyway, getting back to this, you got a $17.1 billion GDP. If you were to go into the health and wellness, like what I just mentioned, and you were talking about health and wellness, you got a lot of people already eating natural food down there. How big is the plantain industry down there? Can you make makeup out of that? Can you make makeup out of the avocados? Yes, you can. Can you not have to produce it yourself, but you can sell it as a second hand? Could you put the companies together? This is what you can do with the power of your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, social media pages. You can put those companies and those people together. You can be the host of them. You don't have to make it yourself. You could put those people together. You could take advantage of that 17.1 billion. If you get just 1/10 of 1% of that, if my math is correct, you will have like $17 million, 1/10 of 1%. And if I'm wrong, then that means it's 1.7 million. Still pretty decent annually. Now, that's all I'm going to say right now is everybody following me, because I think I'm going to end right here. I said it. This is the third time I think I said I'm ending. But right now, I think that's where I'm at. So unless anybody has any other comment or statement or question, I think I will pretty much end it right there. And as far as crypto, while I'm waiting for people to catch up in the audio for that, as far as crypto, yeah, but like I said, I would not suggest most people do anything like that. Instead, you make your money in other ways. I think I will talk about crypto from the standpoint of, if you're going to make money in crypto, the best bet to do that would be to, shield the referral links. I hate doing that in general. Get people to then come into a community where it's not like you are. Think of it this way. You could either be the athlete or the coach, or you could do both. And from what I've learned, I like, look, I'm just going to do one or the other. I'm not doing both. So I'll do a little bit of trading myself. That's like the athlete. But if you're coaching people through, you can help them get better. Many people come into trading with the wrong mindset. If you become the person that correct them from the mindset, you just be like how I am. I charge somebody $40,000, get them to come in. They speak to me for a few hours, and then boom, something that I was able to hear in them, and now I'm able to correct it. And the 40,000 becomes worth it. Now they're able to move up. But that's because that person has the money to be able to afford to do that, number one, right? And then number two, they're coming in at full freaking attention because you're there to better serve them. Now, if you want to make some money in crypto, again, if you don't got any money, this is not the place to make it. Not financial advice. I'm required to say that. You want to be able to come in with an outside job or something else on, not on the side, but instead you're making money as the coach or as the person that is helping people through their issues. Many people could make money. There are plenty of people that's got hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in crypto, but they're blowing it. Then Wall Street bets dudes. They're coming in gambling. They're not coming in trading. They're not coming in like a professional. They're coming in with their eyes wide shut. And that's the problem that they have, and you can have a solution for them, because you're like, damn, Johnny, I see that based on, the questionnaire that I had from you and what I just heard from you for the last 5 minutes, you seem to have an emotional attachment to this money. And when you lose even, $5, you think it's a big deal. But when you lose 5,000, you laugh it off. So I think I found out where your issue is. And then you give them XYZ on what they can do to then combat that. And you over here, you're addicted to failing because you like the thrill of the emotional drama of losing $10,000. Then you come in 2 weeks later after you get another check, you lost another 10,000. Then you go up and you got 17. So you're still short 3. And then somehow now you're down 30,000. You like that. So then you give them that information and you're able to to bridge that gap. This is just like what the professional coaches are. Are they the best coaches in the world? I don't know. Because can they take a regular athlete that is just off the street and then make them a superstar or make them way better in comparison to the top athletes? Maybe or maybe not. But many of them are taking high-level athletes already and then pushing them over the top. So we can say that they are the best coaches as far as the high-level athletes. Can we say that they're the best coach for you or me off the street? Are they the best coach off of a couch potato? That could be argued, maybe not. But they don't have to worry about that because that's not their job. Their job is to take high-level athletes and make them phenomenal. It says she needs to do the Sha'Carri and fix herself. Once she does that, she should be okay. All right. So I'll leave it at that. DMV Bay, looks like you're coming in later. Shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to some of the U.S. that are here. There's a couple of people, but it looks like it was more Jamaicans in here. So shout out to y'all that have come out. Shout out to South Africa, because I know it's a couple of you guys that are there. Those are the top countries. Oh, yeah, Great Britain or un-Great Britain. We're going to just say Britain right now. So shout out to you guys. What else that comes in here? Kenya. We got a good sizable amount of people from Kenya that come out, but I'm not sure if you're in the live chat. I'm just shouting y'all out in general. Thank you guys for coming out. I am going to do something later today of some sort of live, and guys, stay tuned. I think I'm just going to show up after the meet. But thank you guys for coming out. I'm Nick, your host. This is Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances,